I ain't gonna say everybody want to be us, but
man,
everybody want to be us.
It's true. The majority of artists out there would do anything to be sitting in one of these chairs. But there is a reason why 21 Savage, Kodak Black, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, and Denzel Curry made the 2016 XXL Freshman list above anyone else. See, these artists played a huge role in bringing a fresh new sound to hip-hop while also leading the SoundCloud era of rap to its pinnacle. 2016 was arguably a turning point in the culture and is often referred to as one of the best years for rap in recent memory. Well, that might be a controversial statement, but we'll break that down more into further detail as the video goes on. Anyways, with artists like Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty talking about treating 2020 like 2016, I thought it would be a good idea to take a trip down memory lane and find out why this was such an iconic and controversial time for the world of rap. Because whether you love or hate the new school, you cannot deny the fact that these rappers helped change the game forever.
Who are you? I am Lil Uzi Vert, aka No.
Besides the new face tattoos, strange behavior, and his relationship status, Lil Uzi Vert hasn't changed that much since this interview back in March of 2016, with only having released a few notable mixtapes such as The Real Uzi and Love Is Rage, along with being featured on DJ Carnage's song What Do You Want. Uzi was still flying under the radar of the majority of rap fans at this time. It's crazy to think that just a year prior, in 2015, artists like Flo Rida, Fetty Wap, Macklemore, and T-Wayne were topping the charts as they just feel so outdated in comparison to people like Lil Uzi Vert. Anyways, when looking at the state of rap going into 2016, it was clearly in a transitional period to say the least. Streaming services like Apple Music and Spotify were just starting to overtake physical distribution, and platforms such as SoundCloud were becoming the go-to place for up-and-coming artists to build a following. Being a free service and easily accessible for artists to upload music, SoundCloud would attract the younger generation of rappers and rap fans across the world. Although I stated that the 2016 Freshmen led SoundCloud rap to its peak, they definitely weren't the first ones to start this wave. Artists like Young Lean, Tyler the Creator, and Chance the Rapper have all been making a name for themselves on the platform as far back as 2011, with Young Lean being the unsung hero and godfather of it all. Shout out to the legend himself. As time went on, it would become easier than ever for people to make this kind of music, and the SoundCloud scene would start to develop its own unique subgenres and sound. Since fans were flocking to these self-made internet rappers and streaming services were really taking off in 2016, the labels had no choice but to take notice. Hence, leading to more of the bigger record companies swooping in and citing people like Lil Yachty and Kodak Black. With the support of these traditional labels and their huge online following, the rappers on the rise in 2016 would truly carry the SoundCloud aesthetic into the mainstream, whether people were ready for it or not.
They hating on the young boy.
You even said it in one of your songs that the old heads be hating on you.
they do.
Like what do you mean by hating? They just act like
They
you
just
not.
don't like me.
They don't understand.
Why don't they like you, Yachty?
Yeah, they
Because
don't.
I'm not lyrical enough.
Although Lil Yachty may not come across as the sharpest tool in the shed, he is speaking nothing but the truth in this interview. One of the main criticisms for this new wave of SoundCloud rappers was the lack of lyricism and tendency not to clearly pronounce their words, which led to the popular phrase of this era, mumble rap. Yet in hindsight, a lot of the artists that were labeled as mumble rappers didn't really mumble. At least I always thought that term was heavily overused. Basically, the point is the traditional rap fans and old heads didn't like this shift in the culture, which led to a lot of hate for the new faces of 2016. It's funny to look back at it now though, because the perception of a lot of these artists who came out of the 2016 freshman class has changed. As of 2020, the majority of them are beloved and have had extremely successful careers. But at the time, it was a much different story.
Today I'm going to be discussing the top 5 most hated rappers in the industry today. And I'm not just talking about somebody that I personally dislike. I mean like the masses have problems with these individuals. I think you may have an idea of who is already on this list if you haven't already looked in the description.
Alright, so I know this video is from March of 2017, but it's still close enough to the 2016 era, so we're gonna roll with it. As you just saw, respected music critics like Sean C were commonly talking about artists like Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, Kodak Black, and 21 Savage as being some of the most hated rappers in the game at the time. I personally remember all the backlash these new rappers were getting, especially after that iconic 2016 Cypher dropped. The XXL Freshman list has lost some of its buzz over the past couple years, but during 2016, the hype was still real. This is the complete roster that made the 9th annual Freshman issue. Yet it was more common to see people posting about the cover looking like this. Although the hip-hop community is always in a disagreement, 2016 was probably one of the worst years, at least that I can remember, in terms of how split the community was. That's why this cypher in particular with these 5 rappers was such a viral moment. If you don't recall or are simply too young to remember, it got completely on by a lot of people. But in retrospect, I feel that people simply didn't adjust yet to the new styles these artists were bringing, which led many rap fans to call this the worst freshman class ever and a terrible year for hip hop.
Hey everybody, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a little review of this new Lil Uzi Vert album / mixtape, Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. I'm not really sure what else to say about this project because there's not that much to this project. It could use better everything except for production. I mean, the songwriting could be better, the rapping could be better, the lyrics could be a lot better, the singing could be a lot better.
So as you could tell, Fantano wasn't a huge fan of Lil Uzi Vert's music, like many others back in the day. But he was a fan of Lil Yachty's debut project, Lil Boat 1, which he gave a score of 7 out of 10. Oh, and if you don't follow the Melons channel, that's an amazing score coming from him. See, although I was emphasizing throughout this video that many people didn't enjoy the music coming from these types of artists in 2016, there were still plenty of people out there that enjoyed it and were fans of this new wave that was just starting to take over. So with that being said, let's now take a closer look at the major projects and singles that were dropped during this time and discuss just how they changed the game.
Love counts a lot, please don't waste it. Oh, you had enough for the fake shit. Heart missing pieces and I'm the fifth, babe. You cannot just go and call it quits, babe. Feeling like I had enough, yeah. Feeling like I'm fucked up, babe. Man, I can't sober up.
Wait. What was this guy's name again? I'm not sure if it's just the nostalgia, but there were so many amazing songs dropped back in 2016. I'll never forget listening to tracks like Minnesota and Bad and Bougie for the first time, as I really just gravitated towards this new wave of hip hop from the start. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of these songs either had an unproduced sound or a unique style that felt refreshing to listen to, and these artists also just carried such a fun and carefree persona that drew fans in and made it cool to support them. Fast forward to today, it's awesome to see the rappers that came up during this time continue their success as we start 2020, as they really played a large role in shaping the culture we see today. I think the best way to summarize how rap really changed in 2016 is that it was a perfect combination of timing and new talent that led to a SoundCloud rap takeover. The music industry was changing, with underground and SoundCloud rappers now rising to the top and making hit records in their bedroom. Overall, 2016 has become an iconic year in rap history, and for myself, a personal favorite. Now, as to whether 2020 will be anything like 2016, only time will tell. But what I can say is, I have a gut feeling that it's gonna be a good year. Wait, what? I didn't sign up for this. Okay, you know what? F it. I'm gonna give it a try. Alright. Let's go.
I kinda like this little sorry-ass beat. Kodak, why don't you stop hating and just subscribe to Marvellous Beats?
See, this is why I'm a YouTuber, not a rapper. So this was probably the most cringeworthy little skit I've ever done, so if you guys enjoyed it or, you know, really cringed, make sure to hit that like button. Yo, what's good everyone? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot to me and helps the channel grow. Make sure to also follow me on my social media. It'll be somewhere on the screen here. Anyways, I'm Marvellous Beatz. I'll catch you guys in the next video real soon. I'm out. Peace.
Filled with pretty cold girls. Chips got a lot shining teeth for me. I like my mind, baby, you the key. Got me high like Luke Cage Skywalker. Come to me, cause you know that I'm out of order. Cross the line, yeah, you know we gon' cross the border. Feelings deep, so you know that it's a slaughter. What's next, like?